want to get bulky. I just want to be toned, you know? If you've ever said that, first of all, you're not alone. Second, I know exactly what you mean. Because in 10 years of coaching women, I don't know if I've ever had someone come to me and say, you know, Hannah, my dream is to get absolutely jacked. Just like big. No, they say, I want toned arms, a toned stomach. I want toned legs. I just want to look lean. I want to look athletic. I want to look fit. And here's the problem. Most women spend years chasing that look while doing exactly the opposite of what actually creates it. Because despite the fact that everybody wants to get toned, almost nobody can actually define what toned means. So today, we're gonna fix that. Because once you understand what toned actually is, your workouts, your nutrition, your cardio, your expectations, and your entire approach to fitness suddenly become a whole lot simpler and effective. Let's get into it. Here's the big secret. Toned isn't actually a thing. Your body doesn't have a toned setting. Your muscles don't become suddenly toned. Your workouts aren't toning workouts. Your body has never looked in the mirror and said, all right, ladies, today we're entering our toned era. No, toned is simply the appearance of having, wait for it, enough muscle and low enough body fat to see it. That's it. That's the entire formula. When you say you want toned arms, what you actually mean is, I want enough muscle in my shoulders and arms to create shape and definition and little enough body fat covering them to see it. When you say you want toned glutes, what you actually mean is, I want more muscle in my glutes. When you say you want toned legs, you mean muscle. When you say you want a toned stomach, you mean muscle underneath and less body fat over top. I think you get where I'm going. The word toned isn't wrong. It's just incomplete and misleading. Because what most women are actually describing is body composition. How much muscle you have and how much body fat you have and the relationship between the two. Because if your goal is body composition, your strategy has to match the goal. And this is where most women get into trouble and get stuck. Because the traditional female fitness advice has basically been, do more cardio, use lighter weights, do higher reps, sweat more, burn more calories, feel the burn, leave exhausted. And if you're not sore, sweaty, and questioning your life choices afterward, it didn't count. The problem, none of those things are what actually create the look you're after. Because cardio can help you burn calories, but cardio doesn't create shape. Muscle creates shape. Cardio can help reveal the sculpture, but muscle is the sculpture. And if there isn't enough sculpture underneath, there isn't much to reveal. So here are 5 misconceptions that mostly women have around building muscle. Misconception number 1, I just need more cardio. This one is probably the biggest. A woman wants to look toned, so she starts running more, doing more HIIT, more classes, more calories burnt, more sweat, more exhaustion, and sometimes she loses weight. But often what happens is she just becomes a smaller version of the exact same body composition she started with. Because she lost some fat, but she has never built the muscle that creates the shape she wanted. She doesn't want to just be smaller. She wants shoulders. She wants glutes. She wants curves. She wants, say it with me, definition. She wants to look athletic. Those things don't come from the treadmill. They come from resistance training. Misconception number 2, I don't want to get bulky. This fear is so common, unfortunately, even today. And honestly, I do understand where it comes from, because somewhere along the way, women were convinced that if they even touched a heavier dumbbell than 50 pounds, they're gonna wake up looking like a professional bodybuilder. Meanwhile, the women who actually look like professional bodybuilders dedicate years, sometimes decades, not to mention steroids, of intentional effort toward building that physique. Muscle is incredibly difficult to build, especially for women. Women have a fraction of the testosterone men do. Building noticeable amounts of muscle takes years of consistency and intention, not Tuesdays and Thursdays with 20-pound dumbbells. You're not accidentally becoming huge, Gina. Most women aren't one hard workout away from becoming bulky. They're several years of hard training away from the amount of muscle they secretly wish they had. Misconception number 3. Light weights tone, heavy weights build muscle. This one refuses to die. The truth is, your muscle doesn't know whether the dumbbell is pink or black. It doesn't know if you're listening to Taylor Swift. It doesn't know if the workout was labeled toning. Muscle responds to challenge, progressive overload, giving it a reason to adapt. If 5-pound dumbbells are challenging for you, great. If 20-pound dumbbells are challenging for you, great. But eventually, your body does adapt. And if you want your body to continue to change, the stimulus has to continue to change too. The same weights, the same workout, the same effort, the same burn usually equals the same body. Misconception number 4, I'm eating healthy. This one hurts because people are genuinely trying. They're eating salads, smoothies, granola, almond butter, acai bowls, but then they're getting 60 grams of protein per day and wondering why they don't look toned. Muscle requires building materials. Imagine trying to build a house without lumber or bricks or concrete. That's what trying to build muscle without adequate protein looks like. You don't have to be perfect, but if your goal is body composition, protein stops being optional. It's one of the major drivers of the results you're trying to create. Misconception number 5, expecting it to happen quickly. This one might be the hardest because fat loss can happen relatively quickly. Muscle building does not, unless you're a complete beginner. Building noticeable amounts of muscle takes time, months, years, not weeks. And unfortunately, social media has convinced people that if they aren't seeing dramatic changes in 30 days, they're failing. You're not failing. You're building. Those are different things. So what should you actually do? If your goal is to look toned, lift weights, get stronger over time, eat enough protein, lose body fat if you need to, and stay consistent long enough for the process to work. That's it. That's the big secret. Not a detox, not a fat burner, not a magical toning workout, not a sweatier workout, not punishment, not suffering. Build muscle, lose fat, repeat. Most women don't actually want to become less. They don't want to disappear. They don't want to become smaller and smaller forever. They want shape. They want confidence. They want presence. They want shoulders. They want glutes. They want legs. They want to feel strong. They want to look athletic. They want to take up space in the world differently than they do now. And the body they're imagining isn't built by trying to become less. It's built by building something. And once you understand that, fitness gets a whole lot less confusing and a lot more fun. And, ladies, empowering. And I'm just gonna say it, yes, the industry and social media and the internet and all of society has definitely done a number on women. But women, we are not stupid. We think for ourselves. We're not afraid to challenge ourselves. We are not at the whim of what social media, the internet, or some new trend on TikTok says. It is 2026. Be a real boss, babe.
It's a girl's night, glow up tonight, spinning undercover.